Welcome to The Switch. This is another room of the Camel Hall, as you know, which is dedicated to introspection, personal growth, and self-discovery in general. Today we are diving into a topic that is probably as old as human consciousness itself, knowing thyself. This is The Switch. Have you ever wondered who you really are? What makes you tick? What drives your decisions and shapes your relationships? These questions have puzzled philosophers and psychologists and ordinary individuals like you and me for centuries. Today we are going to explore the importance of self-awareness and the journey of self-discovery. Let's start with a little bit of nostalgia. Do you remember these personality quizzes in summer magazines, summertime? As a teenager, I used to love them. 20 questions later, and voila! You would be neatly categorized into one of 3 or 4 personality types. What sort of lover are you? What sort of friend? It was fun. But of course, it was simplistic and inconsequential. Fast forward to adulthood, and we find ourselves grappling with more profound questions. Who am I really? What drives me? What makes me unique? These are core existential questions that have puzzled thinkers throughout history. But here's the thing. We are not only our brains, remember? I told you that before. And we cannot be reduced to our thoughts, our ideas, or even our emotions. What we truly are comes down to something deeper, our essence, our inner wisdom, our soul. We are not merely an IQ or emotional quotient scores, nor can we be fully defined by any personality test. At best, these tools can only give us a snapshot of who we are at a specific point in time and in a particular context. It's crucial to remember that trying to define ourselves through a given test and a specific set of questions can be very reductive and partial at best. Moreover, it can be alienating and it can corner us into damaging stereotypes. We are complex. We're multifaceted beings, and no single test can capture the entirety of who we are. There's an old saying, tell me what you like or eat or do, and I'll tell you who you are. But can we really be explained and justified by our actions alone? Not quite. Too often we find ourselves doing and saying things that we don't really like or believe in. We can easily be swayed by systems of thoughts and fleeting emotions into acting and talking in ways that surprise or even shock ourselves. Some people go as far as believing that who we are can be determined by our blood types or the alignment of celestial bodies in the sky at our birth. I have to admit these ideas can be intriguing, but they are hardly supported by scientific evidence, of course. At best, they represent ancient wisdom resulting from centuries of speculation and empirical correlations. So where does that leave us? In the scientific realm, we can turn to the fields of psychology and sociology. These are disciplines which can really offer more rigorous and evidence-based approaches to understanding human personality and behavior. I'm in Switzerland, so of course I have to mention one of the pioneers in this field, who was Carl Jung, a Swiss psychiatrist who has left behind a tremendous body of work on personality and character types. Jung initially proposed a matrix distinguishing between introverts and extroverts and 4 reasoning modes: thinking, feeling, sensing, and intuitive. This later evolved into the well-known 16 personality types, which are now widely used in psychology and have even practical applications in the corporate world. For instance, today you can take personality tests yourself by visiting websites like 16personalities.com. If you're a business leader, you might have been offered one of the commercial versions of these tests derived from Jung's work, such as the Myers-Briggs system, the MBTI, or the PAIR test, P-A-I-R. I can maybe mention another one for the sake of completeness, which is the Enneagram approach. Unlike the Myers-Briggs system and the Jung system, the Enneagram identifies 9 personality types, each with its own motivations, fears, and patterns of behavior. It focuses on core motivations rather than preferences like introversion and extroversion. Now you might be wondering, why should I invest time and effort in knowing myself better? Well, let me tell you that the benefits are numerous and profound. Self-awareness not only helps us understand ourselves better, but also it improves our awareness of others, and it enhances our relationships, whether that be in the family, in the partnership, or at the workplace. If we delve deeper into the why question, why self-awareness and self-knowledge are crucial for personal growth and for your overall well-being, let me mention the following a few benefits. So, for instance, better decision-making. Understanding your values and strengths and weaknesses and your motivations equips you to make decisions aligned with your authentic self. That's important. In the space of relationships, they will be dramatically improved by your self-awareness because that will help you understand your interaction style, the kind of communication you have, your patterns, and the emotional responses you're giving to interactions. And that will lead to better personal and even professional relationships. For your emotional intelligence as a whole, right, understanding your emotions and their triggers will allow for better regulation, which is crucial for your mental health, but also to navigate challenging situations. Generally speaking, it's going to give you increased confidence as you become more aware of your strengths and you accept your weaknesses. You will develop a more balanced and realistic self-image. Personal growth in general will benefit from self-awareness because actually it's a foundation, right? It's going to help you identify areas for improvement, right? Knowing where you need to improve and how you can set meaningful goals in your growth. Stress management and stress reduction, understanding your stresses and the typical responses you give to them can help you develop better coping mechanisms. In the workplace, as far as your career development goes, knowing your skills, your passions, what makes you tick, and the kind of workplace and style you like, it's going to help you choose a better career path, more aligned with yourself. And then generally speaking, we could mention the space of authenticity, being truly yourself in general, the areas of resilience, right? How you're going to be able to better bounce back from the setbacks that life has in stock for you, and your general mindfulness. We know that mindfulness is a daily requirement, right? Being mindful is important, and meditate for that. And being self-aware is going to help you improve your focus on your areas of anxiety or what is really important for your well-being. Okay, so as you can see, there's plenty in stock for you with self-awareness and investing time in self-awareness. It's going to help you create a detailed map of yourself, navigate the challenges you're facing more effectively, and make decisions and choices that resonate with your true self. And the ultimate goal being to lead a fulfilling and purposeful life at the end of the day, right? So it's an ongoing process that requires patience and honesty with yourself, but the benefits are really well worth the effort, okay? So let's reflect on some timeless wisdom about self-awareness, right? So I've got a few quotes for you, and one of them comes from Aristotle, who used to say, knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. But he was wrong in many areas, right, Aristotle. So I think in that case he quoted an older wise man called Lao Tzu 2 centuries before, who used to say, knowing others is intelligence, knowing yourself is true wisdom. But maybe the final word for this podcast I will leave to Carl Jung himself, right? The father of personality types, who used to say, your vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakes. As we begin our journey with the switch, self-awareness should be one of our first aspirations and practices to build into our way of life. You have your mental palace, you remember? The mental palace will be put to good use in this regular practice of self-awareness. I encourage you to take right now your MBTI test or your pair or your Enneagram test today, right? And just take a note of their conclusions. Remember, they don't have to become a jail card, right? They are just indications Of course, there are fragmentary views of who you truly are, right, given the current contingencies of your life. And anyways, we'll make sure to revisit all these personality assessments and tests as we progress through the switch framework, okay? But trust me, trust the word of a campaigner, a dolphin, an ENFP, that's what I am according to these tests. So just go forth and discover the wonderful, complex and unique individual that you are. Thank you very much for tuning in again to The Switch. Until next time, keep growing, keep discovering, and most importantly, keep being authentically you. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed what I said. Read on the blog post attached to it on the Substack. And don't forget to subscribe if you want to be informed of the latest publication. Thank you very much. Take care.